Hi guys, welcome to another episode of my Quiet Voice Big Impact interview series where I feel super inspired to do this interview series because I really wanted to help show other examples of quiet leaders, really doing their own thing, doing it in their own way, and really making an impact without changing who they are. So I know of some really brilliant quiet leaders that I feel so excited to help share their light and their message. So I'm super excited that you're here for another episode. So just a quick introduction. I'm Jennifer Dawn Gabiola of dawningsoul.com. And I absolutely love helping quiet leaders own their quiet voice and their fierce power to build brands that make a big impact. So that's the spirit of this interview series. So I am super excited about today's guest. She is we met probably a couple years ago, and when we met online, and she can tell a little bit about how we connected, but definitely kindred spirits. I feel very honored to be able to help share her story. I'm just so excited for you to meet her. Her name is Shavonne Broom, and she is the founder of StyleChurch, and she can share more about that. But welcome, Shavonne! Woohoo!
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be on. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay. I love that we were both feeling the red today. Got the red lipstick today.
Oh, yeah. Got the red lipstick going on.
Yes. Okay, so let's get started. So if you could maybe share a little bit about who you are and what you do, especially with your StyleChurch movement.
Oh, perfect. I love to. So StyleChurch, it's interesting how when we start businesses, they go through an evolution, if you will. And StyleChurch started off as a personal styling agency. And from there, it's evolved into a movement where I encourage people, men and women alike, specifically to help them move past their fears and to really embrace their individuality and express that through clothing. It aligns with who they are and where they want to go in their life. So there's a personal styling aspect that's still included in StyleChurch, but I thought it would be a little bit more profound to set this up as more of a movement than anything else, because the more that people really embrace who they are as individuals, the more that they can continue to impact lives, and it becomes a domino effect. That's why StyleChurch is now a movement about self-acceptance and creative expression.
Cool. Where did the name StyleChurch come from?
Funny that you ask. So I remember hearing during your introduction that you said we met online. So, I'll be honest and say we met online while I was working my 9-to-5 job. I used to meet Jennifer. I used to sneak in the conference room and meet her for Skype calls while I was working. Yes, I did that. And during our conversations, we used to talk a lot about personal style and what it meant to us. And we both had the same perspective of what personal style is, but how it's also portrayed. And so when we kind of felt like we were in alignment with each other, we would say, "You're taking me to church." And that's how the name evolved. So I just stayed connected to what was already there, what had already been said. And to me, church really represents coming as you are. So being okay with being yourself. Sometimes it can come across a bit controversial, which I actually like, because I like to tell people what that actually means to me. But that's where the name StyleChurch comes from.
Yeah, as you were talking, I got goosebumps. Really, it's that church sort of vibe, because I feel you. I remember those days, and it was like so amazing how life brought us together, and now to be able to help this message of helping introverts really accept themselves, see style as really a sacred way to express yourself. It's really quite miraculous how life works to bring like-minded people into your space, to do great things,
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So my next question is, what does it mean to you to be a quiet leader? Would love to know.
Oh, I really like that question. And it made me think a little bit, for myself, what it actually means to be a quiet leader. And the more that I think about it, the more that I feel that quiet leadership is the strength of intuition. And intuition being, allowing creativity to flow at just the right time and not disrupting that flow. Number one, having the power to allow things to come to us versus going to chase after things. That's the
Yes.
power of quiet leadership, right? So we put out our good gifts and talents and use our voices and allow the universe to bring to us the people that most align with our business, whether it's through partnership or the people that we're meant to serve.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, quiet leadership is a powerful thing. And to me, it really is the center of like the power of intuition that we have as introverts.
Yeah, it's more like a pull. It's almost
Yes.
like a magnetic sort of pull. When you're tuned into yourself, you actually tuning into a vibe, which is a part of your mission, like tuning into your frequency, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, so when you honor that, and then you are so deeply grounded in your own energy, vibe, spirit, naturally people will feel you. You don't have to actually talk. I think
Right.
that's also, as an introvert, you don't really like to talk a lot, but
Right.
you still want to make an impact, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So energy is a very powerful thing. And that's something that, we carefully manage as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as people that are solving, that are supporting and serving other people, is our energy. Because as much as we love to support and serve, we have to be able to be in a place where we can refresh and refill our cup, so to speak, so we can continue that cycle of service. And so energy is like at the forefront of being a quiet leader as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think a lot of people assume introversion means you're shy or you're antisocial, but really being an introvert just means that you need quiet time to recharge your energy. And so our job, our responsibility is to give ourselves what we need in order to maintain that energy throughout the day.
Yes. Yeah. I say be okay with the pause. Those moments that you just need a break to kind of regroup is absolutely fine and essential for quiet leadership.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I love your presence. So the next question is all about presence. How do you express your personal presence as an introvert? Because you have a very strong one. You're quiet, but your presence is like very powerful.
Yes. So I've been known to be what they call a quiet warrior, so to speak. And I've learned to embrace that. So that's part of who I am as an individual, and it's also part of my journey. I served in the military as well. So that warrior part of me is an aspect of that military service. So being a servant leader, and then also being an introvert is where the quiet part comes from. Mm-hmm. So I've learned to embrace it. It was a challenge in my adolescence and even well into my adult life, having that really bold presence, because I didn't know really what to do with it all the time. It wasn't always accepted, but over time I've learned to embrace the fact that this is who I am. Yeah. And the uniqueness is what's helped me to be in this place right now to serve and support other people. Yeah.
I love that you're embracing that warrior spirit, because especially as an entrepreneur, you have to have that warrior spirit,
Yes.
Yeah. It's this unwavering commitment. It's like, okay, no matter what happens, we'll just adjust, but we're not going to give up.
That's it. I love that you say that. And as you're saying that, I'm also thinking about how that makes you stand out versus stick out. And this is something that I often talk about when I'm talking about self-confidence with other people and your personal image, even as a professional, as an entrepreneur or a business owner. These are the things that help you stand out from the masses, because there's other people that are doing the same type of work that you're doing. But if you can embrace who you are as an individual, the gentle warrior you may be or may not be, whoever it is that you are, if you can learn to embrace that automatically helps you stand out from the masses and leaves people wanting more of you.
Ooh, gentle warrior. I got goosebumps when you said that. Yeah, I love that, because a lot of people associate warriors this dominance, controlling people. But see, warrior to me is like we're on the same page here. It's feeling into that quiet power. And that quiet power is gentle but strong.
It's very strong.
Gentle is not weak. Gentle is compassionate and kind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And strength, shouldn't be confused with arrogance or, a pompous type of personality. Yeah. It's that grace that you have when you own
grace. Yes. Grace. Yes. Got goosebumps again. Okay. All right. Perfect. So my next question is, last year you attended our Quiet Voice Big Impact Live retreat. And
Yes.
yeah, I would love to know, how did it impact how you show up now in your life, in your business? Because this year, I know I'm so honored that you're gonna actually be one of the guest experts at the live retreat, but we'd love to know how that experience really affect how your personal presence, how you show up now.
Oh, that's good. So thank you first for the invitation to the retreat, and I'm excited to be able to attend and to meet some new ladies. This is a very exciting opportunity for me. And so the second part is that there's lots of things that happen before, during, and after that retreat, right? So I'll be completely transparent here and say at the beginning, there was a lot of resistance for me because I was going through some personal things, right? But when I realized, it's okay to be going through these things and still like show up to the retreat, because this is probably the space that you need to be in if you're going through stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so showing up to the retreat allowed me to be very just open and free. And I think that was my word throughout the retreat. I think it was just like being open and free. And I learned how to embrace all the ups and downs, all the peaks and valleys that happened throughout the retreat, all the peaks and valleys that happened before, and that continue to happen throughout this journey. So I'd say the big takeaway for me was just learning to accept, just to ride the wave and learning to accept everything that comes as it is. Because everything is meant to serve me in a greater way, right? So, and I say that in all honesty because it's you just never know, what's going to come at you when as a business owner. And I think, being at the retreat was a perfect time for me to be around like-minded women. Number one, especially introverted women and business owners, and number two, to really learn to just embrace who I am as an individual. Because what I learned throughout this journey that I didn't have to know before was that, I have strength, but also I was forced to face a lot of my own personal struggles. I'm forced to face it because what I do is an extension of me.
Yeah.
And throughout that retreat, I was put in a position where I could just face it and be okay with, this is where I am right now.
Yeah.
Embrace that, and allowed me to show up in a way that was very authentic and true to who I am at the moment. So I felt good. The connection was good, and I just felt good just being open and free, because that was the goal.
Yeah. Well, speaking of open and free, last year the theme was next level, and so everyone had almost like an alter ego, and yours was hashtag Maverick. So can you talk a little bit about that? Because just someone that was witnessing you at the retreat, it was really very, very powerful to see that I know that you admire Grace Jones, so that this warrior, sort of unapologetic, like, fuck it, I'm here type of presence, and it was just really magnificent to see you in front of the camera when we were doing our Inner Beauty photo shoot, and you really just owned it. You just really owned it. So can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, I'd love to share about that. I'm a passionate individual, very expressive. So ladies that'll be listening on the replay, ladies that will get to meet me in person will see me in action. I'm a very expressive person. I have a pretty bold personality, and I'm passionate about about personal style, but also mostly creative expression and the importance of self-acceptance. So anytime I have the opportunity to talk about that or be around women that also are interested in that topic is where the passion truly comes out, and that's where you see the Maverick side of me. And it's what it is. It is. I'm fully a Maverick, and that just means that I go a bit against the grain, but most creative people do.
Yes.
And I think it's good. I love it, and it is 100% me.
Yeah, totally. And when you talk about that Maverick sort of spirit, you light up. You become even more radiant. So that's what I want to encourage, like, people watching this interview, that no matter if you're extrovert or introvert, but especially if you're introvert, give yourself permission to express that side of you that is bold. You don't have to be like crazy, whatever that bold looks like for you, that fearless sort of warrior, gentle spirit. Give yourself permission to express that, because that is really what's going to make you magnetic. That's what's going to give other people permission around you to also be free. So that's what I want. I feel like Shavonne really embodies that spirit, that sense of freedom. So that's what I want to, one of the many reasons why I wanted to feature her in this series. So thank you for sharing, Shavonne.
Oh, you're welcome.
So could you share one tip to help introverts to embody who they really are?
Oh, that's good. So I say start with the things that you really, really love. And it can be connected to the work that you do right now, your business, or it can be connected to something that you do outside of your business. I say stay connected to that. And I'll give an example. So the first example that I use is dance. I bleed dance. Like I have to move around. I move all the time. I have dance music going on in my house all the time. I'm dancing in the shower. I'm dancing in the living room. And I say that to be very clear about like these are the things that make me light up. Dancing is one of those things that make me really light up. Being of service and mentorship is the thing that really helps me light up, or makes me light up. And just staying connected to that. But the interesting thing is that it all kind of comes together in the business as well, because part of what I do is mentorship. You know, as a personal stylist, as someone that's created this movement, there's a lot of mentorship and encouragement that goes with that. And I'm in my space, in my element when I do that. So I say stay connected to the things that, you know, that really make us light up, the things and the people that really make us light up, whether it's, you know, something, an aspect of our business at this moment, or if it's something that we enjoy doing outside of our business. Do it as much as possible, because I also find that the interesting thing is during those creative times, dancing, for me, so to speak, is when a lot of like goodness comes out for me, for my business and the people that I can potentially serve, you know, in the future. And so as simplistic as it sounds, it's like find time for that.
Yeah.
Because I think those moments of engagement and movement, and for whatever it is that you do, for whatever it is that the audience member does, is when the creativity really, really flows. And it doesn't have to be forced, because sometimes it's forced when we're sitting behind a computer and trying to think of like what to do next. And so if we're already engaged in doing things that we love, that's when the grand ideas really kind of come to us. So stay connected to that. And that really helps. I think it really helps that help us express that part of us that sometimes we hold back.
Yeah.
We're afraid, you know, of not being accepted, or just being too much.
Yeah.
You know, because we're trying to appease the masses, when we're meant to, you know, serve a certain segment of people that align with, you know, what we do. So
yeah. I love that you talk about movement and things that actually raise your own vibe, because like we're saying, your energy is really the core of your power as an introvert. So whatever raises your vibe, makes you feel like on fire, what makes you feel light, moving that energy is gonna, like you said, affect all aspects of your life, from your personal life to your business, your relationships, everything really.
Everything. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So would love for you to share, what are you working on now with your business, and where can people find you? Because I know that with your movement, you're a really powerful public speaker. So do you have any upcoming events coming up? How can people find you?
Oh, sweet. So I've been behind the scenes quite a bit lately, but I do have an active profile on Facebook. So I am on Facebook, facebook.com/Shavonne Broom. Also facebook.com/StyleChurch. I think that I'm much more involved in my personal Facebook page, but I accept most friend requests. So I always invite people to send friend requests. I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit too, because I am working also in the employment readiness and career services arena. And so a lot of my potential clients and the audiences that I'm meant to serve are in that arena as well. So I'm on LinkedIn, Shavonne Broom, I believe it is. If you just type in Shavonne Broom in the search, you'll be able to find me. But so that kind of segues into what I'm doing right now. So as you mentioned, Jennifer, I'm doing lots of public speaking. And so it's really a space that I enjoy being in, because I'm very tactile and visual. So I like to be in front of people, inspiring and encouraging. So I am doing that in all different types of arenas right now. I've gotten some various speaking opportunities where I have an opportunity to do, some workshops around, self-acceptance, self-confidence, and employment readiness. Because, and the reason why I speak in employment readiness right now, because I think that's the missing link, is when people are looking for work. And it also applies to people that are in the entrepreneurship realm, because I'm also supporting that population. I just did a speaking engagement for some veteran entrepreneurs yesterday. And I think the missing link is that we feel like we have to compete. So then we get into this mode where, well, how do I look in a way that makes me fit into where everybody else is? And I think a part that's missing in that is like being confident in our own skin and accepting who we are and the story that brought us to where we are today. And so that's why I support that population a lot now, because part of employment readiness is people are just, feeling a little bit defeated because they can't find work. And then they're, lacking confidence because they feel inadequate, and they're just, they don't accept themselves for who they are and the skills that they have. So it's more than just putting pretty clothes on people and helping them, with the interview process. I'm more about, really encouraging people to own who they are, and then help them find the work that aligns with who they are, because that's when they become more productive and, and from there advance in their careers. So I'm working in that arena as well. I also have an opportunity coming up, with some college students that are transitioning. So it's a wide realm of people. So it's entrepreneurship. There's our veterans, because I'm also a veteran. So that's my home. So the veteran population, men and women in transition going into the workplace. So it's all about developing self-confidence and a personal presence that's impactful, that leaves a lasting impression, and that just, aligns with who they are as individuals.
Yeah, I love that your mission really bridges like how you use your image, your personal presence into your career. It makes it like not, it brings it home, like how it's, a lot of people associate personal image as being superficial, but really right. Your image is really how you present yourself to the world. And the more you are really tuned into yourself and like looking at that inner relationship as something that's sacred, that makes an impact on how you relate with the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that you say that, because I say it's your story. Personal image is your story, where you came from, who you are right now, and where you want to go. So.
Yeah. And you want to share your website? Because your site yes. is gorgeous, and it shares a lot about your story and just the different aspects of how you learn more.
Thank you. I forgot all about that. I don't know why. But my website is www.stylechurch, all one word, .com, www.stylechurch.com.
Yes, and y'all need to check it out, because you can see Shavonne's incredible style. Like,
yes, the Maverick style.
Yes, beautiful. It's like it's fluid but powerful, and it was really an honor to help you develop your brand identity. And just whenever I see your site, it's just like really captures the essence of who you are.
Thank you, and I so appreciate that you were part of that process. So yes, I invite people to come on over. There's actually a small video segment there as well. It talks a little bit about the evolution of StyleChurch, what it's about, and why.
Yeah.
Why StyleChurch. So I encourage people to come on over. I love for you to see the video.
Yeah, it was a great video.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Shavonne, for being here and just sharing your voice, which is so needed. Thank you for being at last year's retreat and then helping to mentor people, the new women this year. Again, goosebumps. Your presence really, it creates waves. It creates waves. Yeah. So thank you for just being here and just sharing more of your voice and your story. You really embody what it means to be quiet and fierce. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege and an honor. I love it. Thank you.
Awesome. And for those of you that are watching, if you'd like more support to feel more confident, to be more visible, I have a free gift. You can go to dawningsoul.com/free visibility tips. Free gift. So, and then if you want ongoing support, if you just want to connect like on the fly all the time, both myself and Shavonne are a part of our Quiet Voice Big Impact community on Facebook. It's a free group. So everyone is very kind and genuinely supportive. That's the way I intentionally designed it. I feel like the internet is like this big, almost like, it feels like a big black hole. And I wanted to create a safe space for other quiet leaders to feel safe to share their voice, to feel more comfortable being more visible in a way that feels true, it feels good. That way, when you do engage with the world, it's coming from a place of power, not overcompensation or trying to fit in. You are already whole and you fit in just by being who you are.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Shavonne, and I look forward to connecting with you more.
Yes. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.